I am the queen of enjoying every moment, never wanting something good to come to an end, and a late checkout is the embodiment of that. I'm your host, Laura Janella. Back on the mic, and it feels so good. And I'm on vacation, so I'm in like a super good mood. I had like 11 hours of sleep last night, which is unheard of in my life of everything going on right now. We're in Albania. If you're watching this, do not be judging the mess in the background. Like, we're leaving tomorrow. So today, I always find like the day before leaving a vacation, like things just are at its like messiest peak. But here we are, Albania. It's effing beautiful, guys. Like the water. I I have just such a love for any of the seas of the Mediterranean. Me and my husband were talking about this. We're like, where does the Mediterranean end and when do these other seas start? Like the Adriatic, the Balkan. I'm just going to refer to them all as the Mediterranean because I feel like they all flow into each other at some point. But I have such a love for this part of the world, the southern coast of Europe during the summer. There is nothing like it. And every single country has its own vibe. It has its own beach vibe. It has its own culture. It has its own food. Everyone's on vacation. Like, there's a ton of locals, but there's also a ton of people coming in from all over Europe, all over the world. And we're definitely seeing that in Albania. It is like majority Albanians, but definitely a mishmash. Like the area of Albania we're in right now is, I'm literally looking at Corfu, like out my window. It's fucking stunning. It's very Greek like, very like that type of Mediterranean, a lot of Greek and Italian influenced food. We're loving it. It's amazing. Let me get on track here. I don't want to be distracted with where I am because I intentionally brought my mic to be able to record an episode. I've been wanting to get back on the mic for 2 months now. I can't believe I'm saying 2 months because it really has. Time has flown so quickly. And there's a lot to update you guys on. There is a big life change happening in just a short couple weeks. And we've known about it for over 6 months. And it's just something that has been so hard to announce and to talk about because there's also so much to do for this big transition. So I'm just going to lay it out there. As of August, oh my God, I'm gonna like literally cry. It's so sad to think about. But as of August, we are moving back to the States. Oh my God, I'm gonna get so emotional. It's been such a hard pill to swallow. And it's not because of anything bad. It's not because of anything that it's like some type of, financial need to go back. Like, there's nothing like other than just making a decision as a family, as a unit, what's best for our kids, what's the decisions. It didn't come easy. After 6 years of being in Zurich, it is so hard to visualize and know and trust that life can be okay back in the States because Zurich has truly become home. I never thought in a million years somewhere outside of the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey would become home, but it has. It has brought out a side of me and my husband that we both just cherish so much, and it's, an integrated part of us now. Like, we know that we've changed. We know that Zurich has changed us as people, as individuals, as a couple. We're parents now. Like, we came to Zurich as essentially like newlyweds. It was only like maybe 9 months after we had gotten married, and it's like we gallivanted over and just thought this was going to be a 9-month stint and just have so much fun and milk it and travel every weekend. And the fact that it's almost to the date exactly 6 years later, July 1 was 6 years since we had been here. It is so fucking surreal and so wild. Like, if you had asked me in 2019 where I thought this Zurich trip would take us, it is not here. I did not think that 6 years later we'd still be here. And I am just so fucking grateful for the experience, for the expansion, like, of my mentality, of my emotional intelligence, of my ability to prioritize life over work. There is truly a carved out piece of me that feels so European now, and with the way I approach life, with the way we approach work, with the way we approach family. And I'm just so proud of that. I'm so proud of the trips and the ups, the downs, because it wasn't like everything was this highlight reel. Like, I lost my dad while I was here too. There has been some really tough stuff that we've dealt with, and there's been really amazing things that we've dealt with, and bad things happen, good things happen, learning curves happen, milestones are reached. And to look back at 6 years in Zurich and to see us leaving, like coming in as two excited, I'll call like young kids, even though we were like 30, excited to just explore and like just selfishly milk the opportunity that Credit Suisse had given my husband, and then just to come out of it on the other side, having gained family, having gained friends, having lost family, having so many trips back and forth to the States, having so many of our loved ones and our closest friends and family visit us so many times. Like, we feel so honored and blessed and just genuinely grateful for, like, the village, the pack. Like, even before we had kids and we didn't necessarily need the village just because of kids, we still just needed that, like, energy, that touchstone of familiarity with friends and family. Our safe people weren't with us. That was the biggest thing that was missing in Zurich. To explain to you guys why we made this decision to move back to the States is not easy. It's like complex, but that is a part of it. I think baseline, the biggest reason we have is truly because we have two kids now. Two kids with no family around, no one to call and be like, "Hey, I have to run to the market," or, "Oh, hey, I have to run this one to the pediatrician really quick. Can you come over and watch Leandro while I take LSU to whatever?" Or just if in any emergency where we have to drop everything and go, like, it's like with the four of us have to go, the four of us have to do it. Like, there's a lot of stop. There's a lot of leaning on each other as the only village. And I know so many people do this. I know with the privilege that me and my husband have, him working for Google, him having the opportunity to kind of seek out somewhere that could potentially bring us closer to home, to have that help. Like, we know we're privileged here. We know we chose this life. We know we chose to be in Zurich and to, face the challenges of being parents abroad with none of our direct pillars of support. And knowing that we have that ability to change our circumstances, we really sat down and thought about it. Last year, like the last 6 months of last year, we had so many conversations around this topic. We were like, okay, it's time to leave Zurich. It feels like we've outgrown the experience in Zurich. Like, we didn't know that we wanted to head back to the States, but we were like, oh, what about Madrid? Like, where are opportunities in Google for my husband that he can capitalize on, that can also help us get to just a different vibe? Like, because Zurich is amazing in so many ways, but I think when it comes to being an expat and having kids, I don't know how to explain it. The experience for my children will be amazing, but I think we'll always be the outsiders in the community. You know what I mean? Like, there is something that just doesn't feel like 100% like we're in the community like that. And that can partly be on us. However, we always kind of knew in the background, like, Zurich isn't 100% our vibe, but, like, we love it so much, and, like, life there has taught us so much that we didn't wanna stop learning and being a part of it, but we didn't know where the next step was. So we were thinking like, "Oh, what about Madrid? Or what about, like, Paris?" Like, maybe, these are the main cities that Google has locations in, but we would live in the suburbs. And, like, I was reading so much about the expat community in Madrid, and I was like really drawn to it because I think a lot of the mommies in the suburban areas really do like stick together, and it's a little bit more of a Latin feel to life because that's what we're used to. That's what our cultures are. Like, Spain is closer to Portugal for him, and just speaking Spanish and the whole there's something that felt more like, okay, like maybe if we don't have like family close by, but we'll be able to create like something a little bit more substantial to help us be a family like far away. So my husband did a great job of just like kind of planting seeds with certain people in his company and networking and being like, oh, if there's an opportunity that comes up, let me know. Funnily enough, this is like the most ironic part of this entire situation is that the day that Late Checkout put out the episode of me and Brian talking about living in Switzerland was the day that he got the offer to potentially apply for this role that would take him to New York. So that day was so exciting because we had our first episode drop together and we had so much fun doing it. We had so much fun hearing the feedback from family and friends about our dynamic and banter. But at the end of the day, we had also found out that he most likely was going to be moving to this position, this New York position. And it was just wild. It was, I think, the first few weeks after we had found out, which was December 4th. I'll like literally never forget it. I was crying. I was crying for weeks. Brian was like, I think trying to understand like what his footing was. Do you want to speak on it, babe? I'll let you finish that thought. Since you're here, just how grapple and like digest, swallow that pill of the idea of not living in Zurich anymore. That like, oh, we're manifesting something and we're working towards something, but holy shit, it's here. And I think what scared us a little bit was that when we were talking about everything the year before, we were like, okay, beginning of 2026, like that would be like the perfect time. We'll have one more full year in Zurich. We'll be ready to say goodbye. And this position that he was offered, of course, it was a January 2025 start date. It was pushing our limits on like what the time frame would be. We were able to like negotiate that we wouldn't move until August this year because obviously I was like literally my third trimester. I was not moving anywhere. And I also wanted to like experience postpartum here in Switzerland. I didn't want to be moving so quickly after having the baby. Like there was just still more to be done and had in Zurich, and his new boss was all about it. So having that support from work, having the ability to kind of finish up the last half of my pregnancy chapter, the beginning of being a family of four, it was just hard because I feel like in December, like we were like, oh, wait, that was our last Christmas market. Like, oh, wait, you start realizing, like, oh, shit, I didn't get to say goodbye to certain parts of the year because there's so many special things that we do throughout the year in Zurich. So it was tough. It was tough. It was hard, but we were like, you know what? We have, I think at the time, like 8 months to figure it out and to deal with it. And now it's 2 weeks away, I think less. I don't even like look at the date anymore because I'm like upset that it's here and so quickly here. But it is here.
Did not plan to do this cameo, so thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah, like Laura said, it was just like things that we had talked about that we thought were in our future, but maybe further away. And then once they became a thing, and then once they were here, it was like, oh man, how do we do this? How do we minimize impact to, our toddler who's just got a new or is about to get a new sibling, and the whole moving process, even though he's only 2, he's super aware, he's super talkative, super vocal, and we started already to start to see how he processes information and how he remembers things from weeks ago. He brings them up kind of voluntarily. So we thought for sure this is going to be a huge psychological impact on him. So we really wanted to make sure we give ourselves enough time for all those transitions and adjustments, and then for ourselves as well, just to kind of make sure that we were good with closing this chapter. We knew it was coming to a close, but when it's there, that like the finiteness of it was just like, wow. So what do we want to do? What do we want to see? Like, how can we take in as much as possible before we actually, head out in August? So we've been kind of on that page, and luckily in the meantime, have been able to, have family come and help us because we quickly realized 2 kids, 2 and under, and with no help has been one of the hardest things.
No,
While
that's
Laura's, doing her thing while I'm doing my thing at work. And it's just like, wow, to sell things and just the whole logistical process of just getting all this stuff done, and plus some other fun things that are happening in our personal life, which we can talk about in a different episode.
Yeah.
It's just so much. So it's been a
No,
crazy
guys,
whirlwind,
it's
but
been wild. Like even thinking about, you're right, like what I was trying to explain before was that this was the first decision that we made as a family and not just as a couple. Because
yeah,
that's what it came down to is once we had the second kid, we were like, holy shit. Like with one kid, we could really get by well because he goes to daycare. I was able to focus on building my brand, building on the podcast, late checkout. You were able to focus on work. Like we had our carved out time as family and as like individuals. And we were able to travel, and like traveling with one is a lot smoother, you can imagine, than traveling with two. And as soon as Alessio came, like we knew, like even before he came, like we knew, like shit, we got to be prepared because this is going to be a trip. Having two kids just on the two of us, like it just added a level of pressure that made us really realize that everything that aligned in December for that offer to come across your plate and for it to feel like such an amazing step forward for your career, because it was just like this juicy golden carrot. We're like, wait, is this it though? Because we've been talking about Madrid, we've been talking about other places. Like, is it really New York? We don't want to, we love New York. We love, like, we're both Jersey born and raised, like, or you're born in Delaware, but like raised in Jersey. We're Jersey people. Like, it is a home to us, but it's not our home anymore. And we know that the kind of lifestyle that we're seeking and the type of city that we want, having both worked in Manhattan for 8+ years, like we knew that it's just not our flavor to work there anymore. Like I love going out there. I love the people that I know there. I love New York, but like the hustle bustle, the rat race, the corporate, it's just a no. It's just a no. And having that be a part of the package that came across your desk, it was like, is this just a test? Like, are we supposed to be saying yes to this? Like, it felt almost too good to be true in terms of like the work package for you because of the boss up level, like the just the opportunity. And now looking back, and even during, I remember in January and February, I would say this, I'm like, I feel like this is lining up the way it's supposed to. And we don't know why yet. And then as soon as our parents left after Alessio was born, and shit was just wild because we were getting our footing with being parents of two kids, we were like, oh, August can't come soon enough. Like, we need the help. We need the support. We need that village. That, like, every day, like, guys, I'm telling you, this is the first time I'm able to get back on the mic since the last time I was able to, which was in May. And it's because I literally have not had the time. Like there's just no time. Like I know I'm in my mommy era, but I'm also in my I want to build a fucking company eras, and it's really hard to just switch hats all the time, and right now it's just physically impossible. So being able to think about being in Jersey, his parents live there, our friends are there, my family's there, like it feels like this is just the time in our parenthood life cycle that we need that support around. Like I need to know that my in-laws can come over and watch the kids for a day so I can focus on work and Brian can go into the office, and even the other places in the states that we kind of have our eyes on at this age with our kids. I think it is best for us. Like, really, I truly think the universe was looking out for us. Like, it's best for us with the two under two or whatever for just us to be in Jersey for the next year and a half. So, like, Jersey is a landing pad. New York is a landing pad for us back to the States. We have no idea what the next chapter is like after that. But I think we came to terms with, like, oh, you know what? God, universe was like, he was doing us a solid by not letting us wait until beginning of January 2026 like we originally thought that we wanted. There's just times where, you know what, you have to let the the misdirections, like the things in life where when you want something a certain way and you're planning for it, and it completely goes sideways, like there is an element of trust that needs to be engaged, that it's for our higher good. It's for what we don't realize yet that we need. And at the time, we didn't. I was like in my end of my second trimester pregnant, and we thought we'd be able to
Actually,
like handle it.
we even asked them, can you, as part of that negotiation, was like, can you push it to the beginning of 2026? And they
Yeah.
were like, absolutely not. So,
Yeah.
we kind of, I mean, they've been great.
Yeah, they have
The
been.
company and the boss have been super great about just making it work with us and kind of meeting us, 3/4 of the way. So
Yeah.
we took it, and like Laura said, in hindsight, it's like, wow, we were so fixated on like spending this last full year that actually, now that we're essentially gone through it, it's like, I don't think we would have lasted. I think we
No.
would have been making a lot of phone calls like, hey, you still have days on your tourist visa, like come back.
No,
So
literally, I would have been calling my mom like, "Oh, your 90-day has renewed. Like, get your ass back over here because I'm losing my shit. Literally losing my shit."
so sometimes you just gotta lean into it, even though it may not have been exactly what you wanted. Like Laura said, maybe there's a bigger reason for that. So I'll leave it there. Thank you for having me.
Oh my god, babe, it was like perfect timing. You came out of the bathroom. I There's so much that I want to be able to share with you guys, because even, mine and Brian's last episode together was about being expats in Zurich, and like a part two still will come out of that. Like, you hear me constantly in these episodes, like, oh, I need to make a full episode about that. I need to make a full episode about this. My list is there. My wants for what I want to share with everybody are forever like pulsating under the surface. Just like, this is what I want to do with this company. These are my ideas. All of that is still existing, even in my silence on social media. And like, it is not an intentional silence, it is just how busy things get. Moving globally is not for the fucking weak, and I don't even mean that emotionally. I mean that from like an admin perspective. I am day in and day out, if I am not with my newborn or with my toddler or doing something in the house, I am just 100% invested in this move, because we're trying to sell a ton of our furniture, because a lot of this furniture we purchased here in Zurich that was really only good for the apartments that we lived in, and we want to get rid of it. So there's the element of trying to sell stuff. There's the element of lining up the ducks in the row for the big move, because now we have these like third party people reaching out to us about how, we're going to have a container shipment of the rest of the stuff that needs to get moved, because we're not selling 100% of the furniture. There is some stuff that I want to bring back that we definitely cannot fit in our suitcases. Like, I've been joking this whole time, like July 1st, 2019, we left just our bodies, and we had 4 suitcases, 2 suitcases each. Now we're going back with a 20-foot shipping container, 2 kids, a dog. I'm sure it's going to be over 10 suitcases. It's so much of what we've built in Zurich. It cannot be left behind. I want to bring it with us. So many of like our travel investments. Like, I love when I travel and get something that's like locally made, like in Italy, I love going to like the ceramic stores, or like in Morocco, we had like a little table made with like the mosaic stones, like stuff like that. I'm not leaving it behind. I'm not selling it. That's like a piece of my experience here as a human being in this life that I want in my home one day, that I want to keep with us. And having to line all that stuff up, having to just fill out paperwork, and there's just a lot of admin, guys. There's a lot of lists of to do, and things have to be done in like this particular time order, because one thing can't get done without the other getting done before. And it gets frustrating at points, as you kind of just want to like close the book and finish it all so you can enjoy and be in the moment. But there is like, it's just impossible. And I could literally make an entire episode about what it's like to move out of Switzerland and what it's like to move into Switzerland, like even like the legalities of it, like having to go to City Hall no more than 30 days before you move to get this piece of paper that says that you're deregistering from the country and the state. And that piece of paper is needed to be able to close like all of our accounts here, like all of our insurances, apartment insurance, pet insurance, health insurance, bill our telephone bill like needs to be closed, but it needs that piece of paper, but that paper can't happen until like it's all stuff like that. It's like riddles. I swear it's like you can't go one step forward without like taking a step back and being like, oh shit, we can't do this without that. So that's the big news. As of August, we will be back. Ugh, how am I saying that? Like it feels weird. It's still surreal. And we were trying to milk it. So Brian's parents flew out a few days before we flew out to Albania. And we knew we wanted to end this 6-year chapter and journey the way we started it. Just me and him, coastal beach, Mediterranean vibes, having fun, going to beach clubs and just getting tan. I'm reading my book. I'm reading Onyx Storm, which we got to get into. But we wanted to close the chapter in a way that just felt so familiar to the beginning of the chapter. I wanted to also to just enjoy Zurich. Like our lease is up on the 31st of July. We have the container moving us out before then. There's a thing in Switzerland called like a key handover. It's like this formal way of letting go of the apartment. We rented an Airbnb in Zurich City. We started out in Zurich City the first 4 years we lived here, and just being close to the lake and being close to the tram lines and like our pre-family life, but now going back with our family and just spending the week there and just gallivanting. Because honestly, the last, I don't know, 3 to 4 months since the baby has been born, between postpartum, between my husband being so busy with like the projects at work, us planning this move. Also, you saw on social media, we invested in a Porto apartment in Portugal, and that was a whole other line of like admin, strategy, project planning, project execution that really it exhausted us. It was so exciting, but it exhausted us, just like all of the different hats we had to be wearing. We haven't had the time to just truly enjoy Zurich the way we wanted to enjoy Zurich before leaving. And luckily, my husband has paternity leave where he can take off like clips of it throughout the first year of the baby's life. So now he's back on pat leave. And he doesn't have the weight of his job on and distracting him. Like we're both fully in it with the kids, both fully in it with the move. But with the Portugal apartment, guys, first of all, we are obsessed with this apartment. We are so like, this is like an old building that got gutted and renovated, and it's something that we invested in last year, and the closing didn't happen until the end of June. So that's like a whole story in itself. However, it was a long waited journey to finally get ourselves in there, to be able to see the floor planning. I got to just excitedly spend weeks like collaborating on interior design and like what's our theme gonna be. And I can officially tell you guys that the apartment is called Casa Oliva. So there's a lot of like olive undertones, a lot of just, dark greens, browns, neutrals. We love it. Like we're just so excited. We're still putting the finishing touches on the apartment, but we cannot wait to put it on the market and have an Airbnb. What a kismet project for me, for him. Like we are both avid travelers, avid Airbnb users. We love renting homes, renting properties that make us feel like a local when we travel, especially in cities that we feel safe enough to do so. And Porto is such a fun effing city. It is so perfectly like walkable. It has so many good coffee shops. Obviously, the port wine and just along the river, just the whole vibe near the river. The sunsets there are amazing. The food is amazing. So much to do, so much to see. And it's a city that my husband, he loves it. He's, flown in and out of Porto for his whole life, going to visit family, to stay summers in Portugal. So it's a special place. We both love it. I'm just excited to have everyone see it. It's something so particularly special about putting in our personalities together to create something that not only will become an income portal, but just like a legacy thing. We get to take our flavor, our travel likes and dislikes, and make something that is so perfectly ours, and then other people get to stay there and experience a piece of us. Like, there's just something so special about that. And while we were there, we were having dinner one night, and I'm just like, this is the dream. Like, this, if this could be a full-time job, like interior designing Airbnbs and just traveling with him, and even if it was us traveling as a family, like it really, it rang something in my soul. Like, it was something that really felt so natural, but it was also lighting me up so much. Like, I fucking love interior design. I love traveling. I love my husband. It was just like all these things coming together. And coming from a very hardworking family, prioritizing financial stability over like working on your passions for most of my adult life. Like, I was like, wait, people do this? Like, people like love what they do. And I know this is, it hasn't made us a dime yet, but hopefully it will. But people do this. People have fun with what they're doing and get paid for it. And like, just, oh my God, that is just dreams, goals, amazingness. And it was surreal and it was awesome. And I'm like, super effing excited for you guys to see it. There were so many obstacles to organize when it came to this Portugal apartment. It's so hard to just like align when furniture was going to be delivered, when we were putting the Wi-Fi in, the opening up the bank account before we had the closing, and just it was so much adversity happening while we were trying to get stuff done. We truly thought we were going to have everything up and posted by mid-July, but it's looking more like a mid-August situation. So hopefully we get to catch like the tail end of the busy season, especially September, wine season. So stay tuned. I'm definitely going to be creating a little account for Casa Oliva, and I hope you guys get to stay there and enjoy it. Like, I need to figure out some kind of like discount code for my listeners. So those are the two biggest things that were happening. So you can see why I've been so busy that I had to put late checkout down. I had to put Laura Janella the brand down, even though it's always living. It's always there. It's me. Like, I am the brand. So whatever it is that I'm doing, whatever it is that I am distracted with or living through and having to do, I feel like also adds to my content and adds to my brand. It adds to late checkout. And even if they're sitting lists for a long time, like, I'm okay with that. Ask me on a different day when I'm like really hard on myself about why haven't I been working, and I'm realizing I literally don't even have 1 second or minute. I am literally on vacation. I brought my microphone because I'm like, oh, I can finally have a minute to record something, because at home, that is not happening. It's just not. And yeah, you can tell that I love this podcast more than anything, that I am completely willing and happy to bring this microphone and have it episode recorded while I'm traveling. It's a lot to digest, guys. A lot has happened. A lot is going on. I'm excited to be back in the States. Like, there's moments where we are just back and forth on it. Like, oh my God, I don't want to leave. Like, I'm holding on to this shit with white knuckles. Then there's parts where we're just like, oh yeah, we can't wait to be there. We can't wait to have the village. We can't wait to just call people up and just come help. Like, it's just different, and it's going to be a new chapter of Jersey, New York for us. Like, I think a part of us grappling with moving back to that particular tri-state area is that it felt like almost like a step backward. And for a while, I think we were both caught on like, oh, we're going back. And it like had this like negative connotation to it. And I had read something somewhere, I don't remember where, but it enlightened me to have a shift in thought when I'm thinking about going quote unquote back. That our move back to New York, New Jersey is not a step backwards. It is a full step forward. It is a full, I mean, at this point, we're so comfortable in Zurich that like it takes bravery, it takes courage, it takes facing that fear head on of change, because we're going back to something that is not the same anymore. So much has happened. A global pandemic has happened. People have changed, people have evolved, families have grown, people have moved away. It is just a new chapter. It doesn't matter the location, because it feels safe, because it feels like an old book, kind of, because we're so used to it. None of that matters. in terms of looking at this and really taking it as a new adventure, essentially. Like I told him, I'm like, I want to like obviously have so much fun with my friends and family, but I also want to make new friends. I want to be able to do things and find hobbies or try on new things that light me up, that bring me joy, so I can make organic, authentic friendships through that. Because if I want to try a dance class, because I danced growing up and I am thinking about taking a class when we're back, it's like, oh, like the friends that I would make in that class, like we have a shared passion, we have a shared fun, we have a shared hobby. I want to look at this as if we're moving to a new city. And we are, like, essentially at the end of the day, we're not moving back to the Jersey City, Hoboken area like we had been living before we came. Now we're coming back with a family, with a dog. We're going to be in the suburbs. Like life is going to be different. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be and feel much more strange than we're anticipating. Like we know there's going to be reverse culture shock. We know we're not prepared for like the energy of Jersey the way, that day in and day out. But I think like when you're anticipating something or you feel apprehensive about something, it's like you really don't know until you're in it. So I'm trying to just take it a day at a time, embrace this as something new, embrace this as like, okay, like we can do and build something as if we were moving to Madrid, right? Like we can take this as an opportunity to make this ours. It doesn't need to be an old version of us. Like this is a new version of us. And I know our friends, our family are going to be like, "Oh, you've changed and you're different." And even though they've seen us throughout the years and have probably already noted that, everyone has also changed. They're all going through their lives and learning and evolving and expanding at their own, in their own ways, at their own temperatures. And like, I just want to embrace all of that. I don't want this to be like, oh, it's like the old me or the old us. It's like, no, we've all grown and we all have something new to share in this new chapter for everybody. I want to embrace it that way. I want to be able to look at this with as much of a positive set of eyes as possible. Also, just be really aware and in the moment while we're in our last moments here in Zurich. When it comes to closing a chapter, I think one of the most crazy things is being so aware that these memories are going to be distant one day. And that in itself should be the ultimate reason you make the most of any end of a chapter. When you think about where you were living, what job you were in, who you were dating, what you were doing like 10 years ago, like the details and the day in and day out, they just feel so fuzzy. Like they don't, it's not like a sharp detail remembrance. Everything just has like this cloud over it. And like, I think, well, we think it's so weird that one day Zurich will also feel that way when it feels so like tangible and real and it's like our reality and day to day right now. So, thank you for making space for me to share all of this information with you guys. It's been an exciting few months. It's been a busy few months, but whew, it was a lot of keeping shit in, I have to tell you. I do not like that. I like to be able to just share, share, share. I needed at least all of December and January to digest the reality. Like, cause I was not in good shape when the news first came out. I was like, no. I was holding on for it for dear life. I was sending voice notes to my friends of just like me crying. Like I wasn't ready. But as we're moving into our place, we need to find a place. We are officially homeless. But like once I'm getting into my groove and I can really be sharing like live and just going through like like I guess like the shifts, the change and like this opening of a new sea of everything when it comes to going back to Jersey, like I'll be able to share that live, but there's still so much in the past few months that I'm probably not touching all the bases, but I wanted to at least give you those big ticket items and also share that Albania is where it's at. If you want gorgeous beaches, I will say the beaches here are rocky, like pebbly. So a homegirl had to buy a pair of like water shoes. So every time I go in the water, I have water shoes on because it hurts. Like Brian can handle it. He can handle all the stones at his feet going into the water. Me, I'm a baby. I feel like it hits like certain points in my like the pressure points in my feet and it just shoots right through me. I need those water shoes. But if you're looking for something different, if you're, and you just want to go somewhere you haven't been before, people here are so nice. They're so honest. They don't want to rip you off. One thing I will say is that when we were on our flight here, there were so many kids on our flight, guys. So many kids, like so many kids crying and like being loud and screaming and having kids. And the fact that it wasn't my kid crying or my kid screaming, I was able to like disassociate and completely dial them out to the point where like I napped on the flight. Like it was an old Laura, like pre children Laura, those kids would have kept me up and would have had my nervous system like going effing wild. But having kids, like you're able to just completely disassociate these cries because if it's not my alarm clock that's ringing, it's his or hers or whatever. So we found that kind of funny, but I think we knew from the flight immediately that it was going to be like very family oriented. It's a long trip from the airport. It's like a 2.5, 3 hour drive, but you know, we're down to clown. Like we're here for the experience. We just want to have some fun, chase the sun and relax, like dial back, unplug because we've been on. And it's just important to give ourselves that. And I'm very, very grateful for my in laws to be. Oh my God, do you hear my stomach grumbling? I'm starving. All right, guys, that is it for late checkout until further notice, probably in August when we're actually back and my brain is more sane. But see you then. Ciao, ciao.